Hello guys, Sets with Chief. And I just dropped my kids off at school. My goodness, they missed the bus, so I had to call them in late. But nonetheless, it is snowing. You can see all the snow. My windows are, everything is, even the roads. Luckily and thankfully, we have the snow plowers clearing up the snow from the road, but still, it's not really desirable to be, out here on this day. And I do delivery, so, but still, I'm thankful. Please, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, join the family, like the video, leave your comments, and yeah, let's talk about it on days that you don't feel like working, and there are days that you just don't feel like going out, especially on snow days. How do you make your money? How do you meet your target on those days? How do you go about budgeting? How do you go about getting your bills paid? Because that's really important, because snow or not, if you're doing delivery, you have to make money. But what I'm thankful about is that I was able to pay like the main bill for the week. Like, with me is like my truck insurance. I pay that on the 2nd of the month. But luckily I was able to pay that like, well, I shouldn't say luckily, I should say I was blessed to be able to pay that like before the month ended. So December ended, I paid that already. I had a water bill that was due. It was about $330 or something. I paid that before, and it was due January 5th. So I paid that bill, So it's just like getting the main bills out of the way. My insurance was due. My home insurance was due. My home insurance was $193 and change. They sent me a letter saying that my home insurance would be increasing by like 80 something. So now it's like $271. Okay. And the start of the next period looks like 12 months, right? So the start of the next period was going to be on the 13th, right? And I was able to pay it on the 9th, right? So so those main bills I paid. I have some other ones that are due and I didn't have too much left after I paid that, but I was still thankful. And I really didn't want to like worry too much about like which bills were increased or this or that. I just wanted to, my thing was, I want to try to have like a more abundance mindset. So I don't want to like nitpick about, what, because it's like, what was increased or whatever, because it's like, I can't really do anything about it regardless, right? So what is the point in like, dwelling there and affecting my mindset, affecting my, my train of thought, and affecting like my abundance mindset? So I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna just pay. I was like, cool. So today's the 10th of January 2025, and it's snow everywhere. If you can see, everywhere is snow. I don't know if y'all can see. I'm gonna try to show y'all, but yeah, it's snow everywhere. Like, yeah, but literally, you have to just like maintain like a positive mindset, like even on days like this that you don't feel like going out, because you have to remember that every day is not like this, and I know there's people that refuse to do delivery, and I understand that their mindset, like, oh, I don't want to do delivery in winter because the roads are slippery and there's snow. But I mean, this has been like the first time like in like weeks that it snowed like this. Typically it has been cold, but it's not snowing every day. So I mean, I did a video talking about how like you have to walk by faith and not by sight as a believer, but I'm a believer. I'm thankful that I'm blessed to be a believer. That means that you have faith. You're doing a lot of things by faith. Somebody left a comment saying that she, like, it was a video that I did talking about the fact that I was almost dragged back to a 9 to 5, but God saved me. And she put out a comment saying that she was really moved by my video. It really touched her, like, to the deepest part of her soul, and that she was doing delivery as well. She had that time freedom. She had that the freedom that she had wanted, but I guess she lived in a cold state as well. So she was like, she didn't want to have to go back. She didn't want to have to drive in, like, where there's like black eyes or it's slippery or whatever. So she decided to, for the next like 6 months or so, do a work at home job. And she was really, really devastated because she was like, once you taste freedom, like, you never ever want to go back. And she had tasted the freedom of being outside, at the blue skies and even at the snow, and she was just like feeling trapped because she was getting bombarded with calls and emails and just so much information. And she just felt like, she literally said, like, it was soul sucking, So I know that I cannot do a 9 to 5. Even if there's snow, even if there's whatever, I can't do 9 to 5. I'm just gonna have to figure out a way to make money apart from a 9 to 5. That's why I'm very, very intentional about focusing really hard on my YouTube channel. That's why I keep on multi-apping, and that's a strategy that I teach everybody, and that's why, like, on days like this, and funny enough, on days that it's like raining or snowing, things like DoorDash, especially like DoorDash, you find that because people don't really want to go out, the customers, it's not as easy for them to go into the snow and have to clear the snow and wipe down their windshields and do all that kind of stuff. There's more opportunities for dashers, like myself, to make money. You just have to brave the snow, right? So you have to, it's like tit for tat. You have to, win some to lose some or whatever. But regardless, being out here in the snow is, you feel like it's like winter wonderland. It's actually quite interesting, But yeah, there's people that like can't do it, and what I say is this, like, delivery is not for everybody, especially like, if you live in certain states and things like that, and there many other things that you can do. But I just say that this is actually what works for me, and this is what has allowed me to make $1,000 plus every week. And I'm really blessed to be able to work when I want. And if today I just decide that, what, I've paid my major bills and I know that God will provide, because God always provides. He always makes a way when, it seems like there's no way. And, like, there's nothing to be worried about. Like, literally, there's nothing, because God does not want us to worry. God does not want us to worry. So if you're in a worry kind of mindset or a state of mind, then, or an anxious kind of state of mind, then you're not operating in Christ. God has not given us a spirit of fear or worry or anxiety. Think about the impact that has on your health. When you're worried and anxious, think about it, because I have a nursing background. Think about what happens. Your blood pressure goes up, your heart rate goes up, cortisol gets increased because of the stress, and that affects so many other things. Your inflammation increases. There's so many things and it's like you're making yourself more prone to diseases and attack. Your immune system is weakened. It's like, it's just like a domino effect of like negativity, right? So what I'm saying here is that, yeah, there are days that, there are days that I don't feel like going to work, but I'm not gonna sit here and worry. I'm just gonna do what I can. If my normal target for the day is $200, I might do 50, That is the reason why you have to be, I talk about CEO mindset, and I talk about the fact that you need to make sure that you're always, ahead of the game. You know how much you have to pay, so you're always ready for whatever comes up. You know how much you have to pay. You know how much you have to pay for your bills. You know how much your water bill is. You know how much your ComEd or your NICOR, is. And so you are doing whatever it takes to be ahead of the game, And if there are days that you just need to just like mellow out and just relax and just look through the windows and, at the snow or whatever, or rain or hail, then just take that day, because every day is not like that. Every day is not going to be hail or rain or whatever. So chill out that day, but just keep in mind the bills that you have to pay. Keep in mind what your expenses are. So that way you're good, regardless of what happens. But yeah, and I always say that there should always be a balance. You're not overdoing anything. You're balanced. Everything is balanced. I don't even like to overwork. I don't like to overwork. I love that when I say I have time freedom, that means that I'm not working from sun up to sundown. There has to be some kind of work-life balance, because it's like, why would I escape a 9 to 5 and then work delivery sun up to sundown, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.? What sense does that make? So even if you see me like doing deliveries whereby I'm telling you that I have a roadie at 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m., I'm picking up that roadie, I'm going right back home and getting my kids ready for school. Making sure everybody has showered, making sure everybody has got the bus or whatever, And like today they missed the bus, so I'm able to go and drop them off, right? So that's like work-life balance, because you're remembering that even though that you do work and you have work to do and you have all these things to do, you still have life. You have children. You have to cook. You have to rest. You might want to read, watch videos. You might just want to just lay down and sleep, right? So all these things have to be factored in, And that's why I also preach about multiple sources of income. You want to have more than just one thing. I don't just do delivery. I'm also a notary. I also have a middleman cleaning business. I also have a mobile braid business. So I try to have that balance. So that way, if one thing is not working for whatever reason that day or that week, something else can come in. Okay, there's a possibility of that money coming in for something else. Now, are those money coming in consistently? No. They're not coming in consistently. But what comes in consistently for me, and that's why I talk about it more, is the delivery, right? So we know that with business it fluctuates, but that's the reason why you want to have many streams. So if one's a little bit down, another one's gonna be up. If one's a little bit more like medium, then another one is a little bit higher. So that way you're always, it gives you a balance, Have your LLC, and then you're also an independent contractor like myself. You work with all the different companies, you see what's available, you pick, so you're the one picking and choosing what's good. So that way you're never, ever, ever stuck. Never stuck. You're never stranded. You never want to be stranded. You never want to be stuck. You always want to be one step ahead. Always. You never want to be caught unawares. That's the key. You never ever want to be caught unawares. Okay? But the bottom line is, each and every day we have to take one foot in front of the other and do whatever it is that we need to do. Do what works for you. And never ever compare yourself with other people. Oh, person A did this, that means they're better than me. Let me try to be like person B. No. Like I always say, the only person I'm in competition with is myself. Okay? I'm only in competition with me. Okay? What works for me, because nobody's life is identical. You might be doing this, but you have kids. I have 3 teenagers. So I do whatever I can. The one I can do, I do. The one that I cannot do for whatever reason or whatever, I leave it alone. Hey, it is what it is. So that's the reason why it's very important. By the way, I have the multiple streams masterclass bundle teaching you how to make money. Somebody left a comment yesterday on one of my posts or one of my videos saying they're looking for an idea of how to make more money apart from a 9 to 5, like what should they do. And I sent them the link to my multiple streams masterclass bundle, and I'm going to leave the link in the description. So if you're looking for other side hustles, other ideas or whatever, tap in, check it out and see if it's something that might be might work for you. It's full of so much like value is like worth like at least 500, but I made it really affordable for $49.99. So nobody has any excuse for not doing what they need to do, not making money, oh this or oh that. No, because you don't have any excuse, you know, because it's affordable. There's ways to make money, or you can go on YouTube and, you know, and type in how to, you know, side hustles that you can try or whatever. But the ones I have are proven for me and have worked for me, and who knows, it might work for you. What about starting a YouTube channel? You know, I mean, how about starting a YouTube channel? You know, making money from YouTube, you know, getting monetized. I'm like on my way. I'm like a few mini steps from being monetized. That's another stream of income, you know. And you know, think about it. If I make a certain amount for maybe in views, or a video takes off, you know, and I'm able to get those views and get that money, guess what? That is less hours I have to do doing delivery. So think about that. That's another stream of income, right? So if you have a YouTube channel right now, you're watching this video, view YouTube as a job, right? And that's what I was saying this morning. I put out a video this morning talking about how you can get monetized faster, and how like the steps that I took got me monetized so fast. Like it was like not even funny. Like I was listening to a popular YouTuber. Like he was a smaller YouTuber, but he's growing, like he's like blowing up, like literally. Like his name is Dante London. I love to mention his name because he's helped me. Like literally, like I mean, he's so like down to earth and just honest, and talking about like what his experiences have been, where he is right now, and where he's hoping to be, right? What he's tried and hasn't worked, and what as a small YouTuber you should focus on, you know, focusing on like relatable content. Like today, look at me. I'm talking about how to like on a day like this that, you know, you don't feel like working. I mean, what do? You know, or you don't feel like doing delivery, or you don't feel like going out. You know, how do you still make money? How do you still make it work, right? Those are things that everyday people can relate to, you know. So bottom line, you just have to stay focused. Bottom line, you just have to remember that you know, remember to take one day at a time, and yeah, just do what you can, right? But one thing I know is that regardless of what the weather is, I'm not going back to a 9 to 5 or 7 to 3, because I was in healthcare, or a 3-11 shift. 3-11 shift is like one of the, I guess, most difficult shifts, because you don't, well, the kids go to school in the morning, and then you're working, you're leaving out before they come back. So you leave out like by 2:30 or 2:10 or whatever, and you're back by 11. So you leave out, so you only see your kids before they go to school, very short time, and then you're gone. Like, I can't do a 9 to 5. I just like to work for myself. It just doesn't make any sense, you know. Even though I was making probably double of what I'm making right now, but because of the fact that I'm able to have like a stable income from the delivery, then the other ones that I make, they just add to it. So it's like a stack. People do job stacking. What about business stacking? What about side hustle stacking, right? You know, so that would allow you to always have cash flow. So you're never stuck, you're always good. That's the way to be, right? That's the way to be. So anyway, I think I'm gonna end this video here. Somebody just left me a comment. I hope all is well. Okay. Anywho, thank you for watching. You know, I hope I encouraged somebody today. You might not feel like going out today. Maybe it's snowing or it's cold where you are. But yeah, we just take it one day at a time. Trust God, and you know, and trust the process. It'll be all right. So leave your comments, like, subscribe. Yeah, leave your comments about your experiences. You know, I would like to, you know, to see them. You know, and yeah, and comment your state as well. You know, the state that you're in. You know, I think I like to see those as well. All right, till next time. It's set to achieve. Yeah, remain blessed. Peace. Till next time.